phrase. And so I want to talk to you about what we're calling the Making Room Year-End Offering. If you weren't here with us 5 years ago, that was 2018. Many of you are new since then, but if you came in here in 2017 and 2018, this side of the church was very different. There were pews in this room that were purple, and there was red carpet, and it had been taken care of well throughout the years as this part of this side of the building was built in 1983. And we just sensed like God was asking us to make room for what he wanted to do in our lives. As a church that had been around for 120 plus years, we knew that there was a new breath that the Lord wanted to breathe into us. And just like Nehemiah, who God sent back to Jerusalem to rebuild a wall, we sensed that God wanted to rebuild something, not just a building, but just like with Nehemiah, the wall wasn't about the wall, it was about rebuilding a people of faith, a people of trust, a people of God. And same with us, we started with the sanctuary because we believe that in this kind of remodeling of not just a building, but of our hearts, that it has to begin with our worship of God. It has to begin with our connectedness to the Lord. It has to begin from us coming to him and saying, you're worthy of everything. You're worthy of giving our lives to. And we desire to follow you in what you want to do. And so we began this capital campaign 5 years ago. We made our way through phase 1, which was to renovate and remodel the sanctuary. We upgraded the sound system. We built out a sound booth, all of these things. And we made our way through phase 2, which was closing in a wall that was over there and making that a meeting room. But we had 2 more phases to get through. And sadly, we came across the pandemic. And then after the pandemic, we came across the aftermath of the pandemic. Now, God's provided in incredible ways, far and beyond what we imagined. Through grants and other streams of income, we've been able to repaint the entire family ministry center and put brand new floors in that entire thing. That part of the building was built in 1971, and so it was able to get a refresh and a facelift in this past year. So we're grateful that the Lord has made a way to move forward in some of these things without our deliberate effort and energy in doing this. But the real purpose 5 years ago of this Making Room campaign was not only that we would make room for God to do something new in our lives, but the building we recognize as a tool for God to use to advance his kingdom in the lives of believers and to reach out to those who are unbelievers. We wanted to remodel our spaces so we could make room for a greater variety of ministries. That rooms wouldn't be single use, but there would be an ability to host different things and different events in our spaces. And since then, our building usage has doubled from what it was in 2018 throughout the week. Because you've responded in faith and you gave to the initial Making Room campaign, we have been able to do things like expand our English classes to those in our community. Recovery groups have begun meeting here. We've hosted leadership conferences for church planting, soul care, college students, retreats, and more because you made room for others. We have a gym that now has pickleball lines on it, and people are using that in order to get their friends together to play pickleball, friends that don't know Jesus, to play basketball regularly in order to invest in relationships of people who are far from Christ. And so, you have made room, and we're ready for the next phase of the Making Room campaign. Now, it's not a glorious next phase. But what we're asking is that from now to the end of the year, our goal, again, above and beyond giving to general giving, above and beyond giving to Alliance missions, give to the Making Room year-end offering. Our goal is $23,000. $18,000 of that is going towards expanding the women's restroom. So again, this is not a glorious phase of this, but we need our facilities to be able to support the things that God is doing. And if you come anytime we are hosting a conference or even midweek, our Wednesday nights are packed. Almost every room in this building is full on Wednesday nights. There's just a line outside the women's restroom because there's 2 toilets there. And so our goal is to expand the women's restroom in what is now that storage room, coffee prep room. So to double the size, double the capacity there for you ladies, and again, to have facilities that support the mission of giving more space to a variety of different ministries. So 18,000 of that will go towards that. Now, that's not going to get us all the way there, but that's going to give us a real good jump start. We've got roughly half of what's required for that remodel already in the bank, and so this is going to push us even closer to the line where we can pull the trigger and get that thing going. So $18,000 of the $23,000 goes towards restroom, and $5,000 goes towards providing scholarships for what God is also doing. We've become a place that is training more leaders in the Christian and Missionary Alliance through things like the LEAD program, sending people to Beulah Beach. And so $5,000 of that will be for scholarships, just a pot of scholarships that will help people that want to pursue more training or families that want to take their kids away to Beulah Beach in order to encounter and meet with the Lord there, just like our students are doing this weekend. And so I know it feels like a lot of money for toilets, but this is not just about toilets. This is about hospitality. And making room is about providing hospitality to those in our community and to one another in order to grow deeper and closer to the Lord, for the gospel to be proclaimed and heard and responded to. Hospitality in the New Testament is the primary method of sharing the faith, that you would invite people together around a table like we're going to do in just a few minutes from now, and that you would share your life with them. You would share the story of your life and invest in others around a table with food, getting together, making more space, having a bigger table, more opportunities for more people to grow in those relationships, and for you to share what God has done for you. And so again, this is not about bathrooms. This is about hospitality. And that's where we'd like to press in this coming year. And so like I said, part of that giving is going towards LEAD scholarships. And so Sam, I'm going to have you come up. I know Sam's serving in the back in our live stream room right now. But again, of that portion of $23,000 goal, $18,000, our goal is for facility renovations with the restroom, and then $5,000 is for scholarships, like students going into the LEAD program. Yeah, come on up. Everybody say hi to Sam.
Hello.
Sam just got back from France. And so part of the LEAD program is all of the students go on an international trip to hang out with our Alliance International workers somewhere around the world and see what God is doing globally. And so Sam got the opportunity to go to France. And so while you were there for what, 10 days?
Yes.
Okay, 10 days in France. Tell us a little bit about what you had the opportunity to do while you were there.
A couple of things we got to do. First off, it wasn't any stereotypical missions trip where we got to go build something or clean something up. When we first got there, we were told that there's going to be a lot of times, majority of the time, that we were going to be very quiet and we're just going to be listening and just understanding the history of France and Christianity. But a few things we did get to do, and I think I got a few photos. Up here, we were at the hill at the top of where Toulouse is. What we did up there is that we all just spent time listening to God and praying over Toulouse, because that is a place that is very post-Christianity, so there's not many Christians in that area. We also prayed for the churches that are kind of hidden within Toulouse as well while we were up there. Go over to the the next slide, you also see a couple more people that was part of my cohort group. The guy on the right, he is my teacher / director, Santi, and that's just another classmate as well, right next to him as well. Another thing, you can go to the next slide. We got to do some English classes for children. So you go to the next slide, you see me teach a kid how to say some few words like sun, moon, star, clouds, forest. And majority of the rest of the time, we really just listen to many people's testimonies. Like I said a little bit ago, just listen about the history of France and Christianity. The final photo that I sent right here, there was a day that we had a worship time, and so you can see a couple of students and other people also just playing music. We were just playing whatever songs, and on the left side, the guy in the red shirt on the farther left, he even sung one of the songs that he had made himself. It was a very beautiful song, and I don't remember any of it, though.
All right, so you got the opportunity to hang out with Alliance workers while you were there, hear hear their stories about how they ended up in France and what God is doing. So what happened? What did God do during your week and a half that you were there?
What God did is that he kind of showed everyone in my group kind of patience, and also that it's not always going to be able to be we can get tasks done. We have to give the lead to God, because sometimes when we're here we try to get things going in the list and in order, and while we were there we weren't able to. One of my classmates' goals was to personally see 3 people come to Christ. And when we got there, the international worker told us that within the 2 years he's been there, he's only been able to lead 3 people to Christ. Yeah. Because in France, they do not want to listen about Christianity at all. So God just showed all of us that that there was like this spiritual silence towards him, and that we need to be there to be able to speak up for him to them.
Yeah. That's awesome. And how about you personally? What was something that the Lord revealed to you or showed you personally while you were there?
What he showed me is that there is a lot more differences around the world than I originally thought, just with the culture shock that came in, but then also it's just revealed to me how much that I actually enjoy working with kids as well. When he did that English conversation class, I showed a kid how to make a star, and when he finally got it correctly, he was so proud about it. Almost made me cry right there. And he also just revealed to me that about a new appreciation for what international workers do. I sometimes had a hard time listening when I was younger, but then when you see what all they have to do, all their sacrifices that they've made, and how outgoing that you have to be able to be an international worker, it just really shows how much that they care for the people that they're around.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Sam. Thanks for sharing. Anything else that you want to say before you go?
Not really that I know of.
Hey, thanks for being a part of Sam's journey. Thanks for praying for him while he was over there. Thanks for giving to help him go over there as well. He's only got a few more weeks left, and he'll officially be a graduate from the LEAD program. We're praying for what God has for him next. So everybody give Sam a round of applause. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
So we have more people who are pursuing leadership development in things like the LEAD program, and we're excited for that. And again, that is one of the reasons for us to press into this Making Room year-end offering. What we began 5 years ago, we want to continue and bring to completion. So we just invite you to prayerfully consider being a part of that.